just a mess. It is just a mess.
Woo, that's a little fun vertigo thingy.
And I don't know anyone else who may be doing it this way. Hi, Alan, KARL, World Rider. Thank you for tuning into WorldRider-TV, my YouTube channel. Hey, a lot of you follow me around the world riding, but since this pandemic, between getting the vertigo and then finally 2 years later getting back on the motorcycle, I've been playing with some technology, trying to figure out the best way to capture my future adventures this summer with new technology. Now, for those of you who've seen my vlogging videos from Moldova, Bulgaria, Greece, Albania, you know, Slovenia, all over Eastern Europe, even in Norway and forward, I always used this Sena action cam. It's about 2015 technology, 1080p, no image stabilization. But what was great about it and why I really loved it is it connected via Bluetooth to my Sena communicator, which is this 20S, I forget the model number of this, but this is a Bluetooth communicator that connects to my phone, and it also connected to this. Now inside here is a microphone, so actually I can use it talking on the phone, but I also used it for vlogging. That one microphone not only connected to the to the phone, it also connected to the Sena Prism, which was mounted on this side of the helmet right here. Now, I lost a part, the door flew off of this while I was in Azerbaijan back in 2019. And, you know, for those of you, some of you have commented on that video, with all the latest vlogging out there by motorcyclists, image stabilization can help you from maybe getting a little seasick, a little nauseous. So we've got great new cameras. Like on this one, I have the Osmo Action. I also have a GoPro Hero 10, and these have rock steady or hyper, steady image stabilization technology that smooth out that ride. But the real problem is audio, okay? And let me explain why. So as you know, and before, I used this camera connected to the Sena communicator to record my voice. Now, without the Sena communicator connecting to that, I need to wire in another microphone and then somehow connect it to the camera that I'm using, or the cameras. I use multicam setups and keep everything synchronized. So how do we do that? Well, you see a lot of vloggers out there have this kind of setup, okay? There's a camera mounted to the chin. By the way, I did buy one just to test everything out from these guys, chin mounts. I'll leave the link down there in the description. And while you're at it, if you're not subscribing yet, click that subscribe button and the little bell for notifications so you make sure you see how I'm going to implement this technology this summer all over Eastern Europe. Anyway, the camera gets mounted to your chin. Now, one way or another, you've got to capture the audio, and you got to capture it. Either you're going to capture it to the camera, okay, or you could have a digital audio device. People might use Zoom. I use this Roland RO5 for interviews and things like that. Still, you have to figure out to get a cable either into this or into this. Now the problem here, what I see a lot of vloggers out there who do great videos and very successful, they are using full face helmets, okay? So once the camera is on there, they wire the microphone inside in their neck roll somehow, and it's all one piece. Except I use, because I travel to crazy places, a modular helmet. What a modular helmet is basically one that opens up like this. Now what happens, let's just say you've got your lavalier microphone, this one, plugged in to your media mod or your mic adapter or whatever it is. I've got a mic adapter here for this Osmo Action. You plug that in, you wire it into your helmet, and you make it nice and tight and tuck it in so you don't have that wire flapping in the wind, because you're going 40, 50, 60, 80 miles an hour. What happens? Look, when you need to stop and lift up the helmet, you got a dangling cable, or it's just going to pull and yank on your thing, and it's just a mess. It is just a mess. So, and on top of that, it's just a pain in the neck to always have to plug in a microphone, you know, when you're going to get ready to vlog. It's a pain to unplug it. So, for those of you who saw my DJI test mic and first long ride Vertigo, post Vertigo, well, I still have the Vertigo, video I posted a few weeks ago, you'll know that I was trying to use the DJI microphone, which is this. This is the coolest thing. This little microphone is wireless, and it connects via Wi-Fi to this little receiver. So in most cases, what you would do is you would have this somehow in your helmet, and then you would have this unit connected with the cable to this unit or other digital recorder, and you would be wirelessly recording this. And then eventually, when you got into the editing mode, you need to make sure that you synchronized the video that you're shooting with the camera on the helmet or elsewhere with the audio that's captured by this receiver transmitted by this microphone. That's kind of a way to do it, but you still have to somehow get this into the helmet. Now, this is too big to get into the helmet. Now, what I tried to do is clip this to the chin curtain, which on the helmet would have this mic sitting right about here. Unfortunately, while I was able to capture some pretty good audio, it really was too noisy. And a lot of people commented and said, you know, that's not much better than what they were doing. So I've been racking my brain for the past few weeks on how I can maybe try something different and use this wireless microphone to capture audio to the camera or a third device without the mess of any cables. So I think I figured it out. So I'm going to show you a little video here, but let me explain to you what I did. It's very cool, very simple, and I don't know anyone else who may be doing it this way. So the way DJI designed these mics, by the way, it's a 2-channel mic, so you can have 2 people on this if you're in a, you know, traditional video shoot. Really cool microphones. They're small, but they also have these little clips, so you can clip them to your shirt like this. There's also a magnet here that you can, without even using the clip there. But you'll notice that this clip is also designed to go onto a camera's hot shoe, you know, where you normally would put a flash. It basically slides right on like that. So I got on the internet and I searched around and I figured, let's see about a cold shoe. Now, cold shoe is just essentially the same connection, but without any electronics to fire a flash or something like that. So what I was able to do is find these. Okay? These are called impact adhesive-backed accessory shoe adapters. So basically, there's this little 3M really strong sticky stuff, and on this side is the cold shoe, normally like what you put a flash on, or other kinds of camera accessories. So I figured if I could find these, which I did, mount it to the helmet, and you'll see I've mounted one right here. I can now slide this on, okay? So what you can do, these are actually microphones themselves, but they also have, if you want to use an external lavalier microphone like I was talking, like this, there's a place to plug it in right here, okay? So now the next thing is how do I get a microphone inside my helmet and connect it to here, okay? So what I did is I have a RØDE lavalier microphone. It's actually from this packaging, and the key thing is this is also a RØDE lavalier microphone, and there are quite a few lavalier microphones out there. The reason I'm not using this one, and I'm using this one with these micron adapters, is this is a tip ring sleeve, TRRS. See, there's 3 lines on that plug right here. So if I wanted to use this with the DJI mic, which requires you to use a TRS, which only has 2 rings, I'd need an adapter like this. Now that, again, adds more mess. And remember, I'm trying to make this clean. So, I'm using this other microphone from RØDE. It's a bit expensive, but there are other microphones, lavs out there you can find with TRS that will be compatible with your DJI mic. So anyway, with the DJI mic there, you can see down here, I've got the lavalier. This is the cable to the RØDE, which is in the helmet, and I basically plug it right in there. And I'll show you inside. If I lift this up, you can see this is the microphone for the Sena communicator, this big one. Next to this, and I've just done this temporarily with some Scotch tape just to kind of get it there, I have this little guy, this little RØDE lavalier attached to the same arm that the Sena microphone is connected to. So that way I know my voice will be going into the same direction for both the Sena communicator for phone calls or interacting with the Sena communicator, other bikers, and to the camera right here. Now, this is a good system, okay? Now, normally you would need to then connect the receiver, because remember, this is transmitting wirelessly to this, and then connect it to a cable to this. Except here's where DJI has even outthought others that make small microphones. Inside each of these DJI little mics is 32 gigabytes of memory. The reason that they did this is so you could have a backup recording, just in case you failed on this somehow. Connection went bad, whatever. So, I may at some point still record a backup, in this case to this, but I think I've got this system done so perfect that I don't even need to use the backup, and I'm just going to record my audio because they're not long vlogs. 32 gigabytes. I could be talking for hours. The camera batteries are going to turn off much more sooner than this thing. So I can go ahead and record directly onto this. I just have to make sure that I have an audible sound that all the cameras and the microphone are recording, so that it's easier for me to sync it later on, so that the audio, my talking, is in sync with what the cameras are seeing. Now, there is one other problem I thought of. Okay, well, great. What about times I'm not going to have this microphone attached to my helmet? Because I'm not going to be vlogging every minute of my journey, of course. These things are things I'm producing. And these things need to be charged and stored in their nice little case. Here's where it's pretty cool that the Sena communicator actually has a headphone jack that is compatible with this. Now, I'm not using it as a headphone, of course. It's not going to work as a headphone. It's a microphone. But what it allows me to do is have a little holder where I can now plug that cable in, because it's never going to, I'm not going to put this in and out of my helmet. Once it's in there permanently, if I didn't do that, I'd have to come up with some way to tape this cable or tuck it under somewhere. But now it's very clean. I can just plug it into there when I'm not going to be doing any vlogging, plug it into the Sena communicator, so now the wind is not going to be flapping that connector all around. So that's really clean. I think the audio quality, I tested this just here in my backyard here in San Diego. So I'm going to share with you this little video right now, and you tell me, how do you like the way this audio sounds, and what do you think of this setup? And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and thank you for tuning into WorldRider-TV. Now here's the video shot with this new wireless microphone setup that I think I'm the first person to do anything like this. Check it out.
Good, but let's just do this. Audio sync. Hey GoPro. Okay, my face shield is open. It's wide open now. So we're gonna do the old Coast Highway bit. So this is Alan KARL WorldRider doing another test on a Saturday, busy Saturday afternoon here in Encinitas. And we are testing the DJI mic setup on my helmet with a RØDE lavalier inside the helmet attached to the Sena microphone. Doing only 20 miles an hour right now, so we would hope that there's no wind noise coming in here. I may adjust the helmet here in a bit, but we also have the Osmo Action camera in point of view mode, so you can kind of see what the hell's going on. I think you're probably seeing more cockpit than what's going around, but I can turn over there and you get to see things. It's a 30-mile-per-hour speed limit. So today, earlier, I'm going to go ahead and close the face shield. It's a little dirty. Okay, I just, as you could see, adjusted the microphone to be more towards me. Before it was on the opposite side of the Sena microphone. Put these close back on. But it should be below and not getting a lot of wind noise, but we're going to check it out now. But hey, what's shaking, buddy? Alright, face shield open, 25, 30 miles an hour. We're going to go down here to Moonlight. I think we'll actually go through the town of Encinitas, why not? Standing still right now, turning my head around, practicing the vertigo moves. If I look up in the sky, look at that. So who knows how this is going to look and how this is going to sound, but we'll find out. This is Alan KARL World Rider in a very short vlog testing the DJI mic connected to a RØDE Lavalier, clipped to my helmet with a cold shoe, and then having the lavalier inside the helmet wired, plugged into the DJI mic attached to the cold shoe. And we're testing our audio here. It's a busy day here in downtown Encinitas. I do love the beautiful purple jacaranda trees that you see. This time of year, they're in bloom and full color. Really nice. People out, dining, wining, having coffee, cold beers. Young ladies in their summer show barrel, beautiful bodies. Okay, look at this. We're just going to go and turn. And get out of this traffic a bit. Yeah, it really is busy downtown here. Now, I usually ride my bicycle. I mean, not usually at this time of day. But you can tell that I'm sure the camera is showing and revealing all. We've got a big crowd. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and close the and I'm standing now. Wow, look at that. I'm going to go past this bicyclist. You know, this particular bike compared to my original Dakar there in sitting in Greece, the suspension on this one, and I don't have anything loaded on this bike. It's the stock suspension, and it's a bit bouncy, and there's some adjustability to it. It's kind of whistling in my helmet right now, and I think... there we go. We don't want that whistling sound. That really would sound like shit. Okay. It's pretty good stuff. This so a couple things have happened that I'll need to adjust. Is I accidentally unplugged the lavalier from the DJI mic, and I actually jostled the DJI mic off of its cold shoe. All things you just don't want to have to deal with when you're in some exotic place. Keeping track of all these files will be also a challenge. Okay, here we are at Moonlight Beach, the parking lot, opening up the visor. Okay, I'm gonna go. Whee! Looks like a family living in their car. This is a lovely day to be on the motorcycle doing this. We'll take this to Leucadia, and then we're gonna get up and get onto the freeway for just an exit and test it out. And that will be the extent of the audio test. I guess the audio, as well as we're looking at this chin mounted Osmo Action. I like this Osmo Action cam. This one here I'm pointing to right now is the GoPro. Also, here's one of those guys on one of the one wheels. I remember reading a story during the pandemic on a social media site called Nextdoor. A woman came on, and her husband had been out on his one wheel and got into an accident and died. Tragic. Okay, Leucadia Boulevard. Let's do it. I feel kind of weird because I'm wearing my Hoka walking running shoes while riding the motorcycle. It's rare I ever wear anything without any heel protection, even if I'm just wearing my gentleman's boots. We're gonna get on the 5 freeway for one exit. I'm gonna go ahead and close this shield. No whistling. I'm sure it sounds more resonated on the DJI mic than otherwise. Now the GoPro and the Osmo each limit their file size for a video file, I think, to 4 gigs, and then it starts recording another one. So the task, of course, in putting this all together is to take those long video clips, and I don't know how many minutes 4 gigs takes up, but I believe I'm shooting at 1080p, so I'm not using 4K on either of these things. And you thread those or edit those together to make the one long clip, all the little fragments of the longer clip that are split into 4 gigabyte files. And then from those files, add them and make a multicam clip with the audio file. Now I'm gonna have to wait for another one at this freeway on-ramp. Oh, look, I got this. Okay, let's hope. Here we go. Okay, it's yellow, but I'm going for it. I did it. I didn't get the red arrow. Fully legal. I've got it on tape. Tape. I've got it on video. Okay, so here we go. Actually getting some speed. Now, of course, I would never go this fast most of the time in where I travel. You know, Greece has a couple of super highways. You know, the toll road I took from to Patras and up to... So we're cruising along, recording audio, and we get off here at La Costa Avenue and testing this chin mount, testing the audio. It's a good wind test to see if anything falls off my motorcycle. Good Lord, if it did. I'm getting off the exit. Definitely wind coming into the helmet. Okay, we'll lift this up. There we go. It's a little windy right here. I wonder how this sounds. It's definitely tucked in behind my chin. Now, normally I wouldn't be... Woo! That's a little fun vertigo thingy. Let's try this one. Yeah. Just doing 20 through here, and the wind is definitely coming in the helmet. I'm gonna go ahead and close it again. Okay, heading home. 27 minutes, 41 seconds. Okay, turn everything off.
This is Alan. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.